Good morning. There are 7 grocery store items that I absolutely will not stop buying in order to save money. Let's talk about this back in a minute. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. Channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. And I truly love helping people to keep some more of their own hard earned money. Could that be you? This morning, I want to talk about the 7 grocery store items that I refuse or will not stop buying to save money. Okay, so let's get started with the number one. Number one would be cornstarch. Why? Because there are many valuable uses for cornstarch. I use it in place of talcum powder. I've been doing that for years. Cornstarch, especially in the summer, is very effective. Right after a shower and you're all dried up, use it as an underarm thing or whatever for your cornstarch. For your talcum powder replacement, it is a healthier version, a more natural approach. And guess what? It actually works, and you could get it for pennies on the dollar. It is safe and it is effective, and you could also use it if you put a little bit of that cornstarch, guess where, of all places, on your hairbrush, just a little, sprinkle a little cornstarch on your hairbrush, and you just brush your hair out, and it takes out some of that greasy shine for a fast, inexpensive, dry shampoo in between regular, real shampoos. Just saying, just saying. Yeah, it really works. Okay, next, hydrogen peroxide. I'm not giving up hydrogen peroxide at all whatsoever. Hydrogen peroxide is a great anti-infective. You should keep it in your first aid kit for minor cuts. It really helps prevent. I mean, it just supposedly helps prevent infection. It seems to. And you could also mix it with water, a little bit of it, a cap full of it, let's say for with 8 ounces of tap water, clean tap water, and you could use it to rinse your mouth and pre-treat your teeth and your gums before brushing. Some people, and I've done this myself, you can make a little bit of a paste. Doesn't taste the greatest, like let's say a capful of hydrogen peroxide mixed with baking soda to brush your teeth. Yeah, it works. It actually works. Pennies on the dollar. Like I said, doesn't taste the greatest, but you got to rinse your mouth a few times anyway, and you'll have cleaner teeth and gums. Just saying, just saying. And speaking of baking soda, there are so many uses for baking soda. I don't even think I have time enough for this video to say it. There really are a ton of uses for baking soda. And of course, we use it in regular recipes as the recipe calls for it. But speaking of baking soda, there's so many uses. And it is great, for example, some people back in the olden days started using it, and it still mentions it on a box. You can make yourself a bicarbonate of soda, which is baking soda. A little bit of that mixed with water. Okay, you take a little bit of it, drink a little bit of it, baby sips to get rid of what? Indigestion. That's just one use of it. Just saying, just saying. Not to mention, you can mix it with vinegar. Baking soda and vinegar makes a great what? Drain cleaner to help unclog a drain. There are specific measurements for this. You could check it out on specific videos. Just tap it in on here, run a search, and you'll get your answer. It's also a mild cleanser because it has a very mildly abrasive cleansing effect. Works great on porcelain sinks or those old-fashioned bathtubs, and it just does its job on the cheap. I'm not giving up those things. Everything that I mentioned so far, why would I give it up? This is a perfect example of spending a little money to save money. Such wonderful multi-use items. I love multi-use items. I don't know about you. And it brings me to the next one. And what's that? White vinegar. White vinegar is an extremely cheap way to clean. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mix white vinegar. You know those little dollar store pumps, those little spray bottles? Mix some white vinegar, okay, with some Dawn dish liquid, just being specific, with really good quality dish liquid, and it formulates into a liquid that's neither pasty or ooey gooey. It just works. And you could do very quick cleanups in your bathroom, on certain counters, whatever. It just really, really works. You could get so much of this on the cheap. Why? Because white vinegar itself is what? Very inexpensive. So use that. That's just an example of many, many things. And of course, you could use white vinegar in, well, a vinaigrette. Next. Now, the next one is a food item. Well, a drink, a beverage item. Instant coffee. What? Yeah, I know. That's the name of my show. There's a reason for it. I have saved literally thousands of dollars over the years when I think about all the cups of instant coffee that I have had for my morning wake up. And I'll tell you why it's beneficial and saves in so many ways, not just in money. Instant coffee is made, well, in an instant. I don't have to wait. The other savings part, and this is a part that nobody ever thinks about. Many times people will brew a pot of coffee, and it makes me sad when I've seen people brew big pots of coffee only to realize they didn't use it up. They didn't use it up, and then out of habit, because they don't like looking at their coffee maker with, sitting with coffee from a few hours ago. And what do? They walk over to their sink and they pour away more dollars where? Down the drain. This is where it makes a big, big difference because you're using your instant coffee as you go along. Now, I do recognize that not every single person on planet Earth likes instant coffee. But for those that do, take heart and realize you really are saving a ton of money. But it also depends on how much money you're spending on the instant coffee. So if you could get it like for a better price, well, needless to say, get it for a better price and save even further. I do believe that instant coffee is very beneficial also to avoid wasting money. Not to mention, I don't spend $3, $4, $5 in the morning just to drink a cup of coffee every single day. To me, that is highway robbery. And I personally refuse to participate. I'm sorry. Furthermore, on an extremely cold day, before I even step out the door, I would like my homemade coffee immediately to chase the initial morning chills. Just saying. So I'm not giving up on my instant coffee. No way, no how. I refuse. Next, dried pasta. Wow, let me tell you something. Penny for penny, dollar for dollar. You cannot go wrong keeping dried pasta in the house. It lasts a long time on the shelf. It's really a very good thing to have. You can make instant meals at a moment's notice. Okay, so maybe it takes 12 to 15 minutes or less to boil some of that up. All you have to do is be creative with the sauce. And especially, I just want to mention this because before you know it, bare bones time of the month could be coming up for a lot of people. You can make simple little sauces of any topping for your pasta. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can melt a little butter or margarine with a little grated Parmesan cheese and a little garlic salt or garlic powder, and maybe put a little sprinkle of parsley or basil flakes or something on top. You are done. You don't have butter, you could use a vegetable oil or corn oil, heat it up, throw it on with the garlic, fresh or garlic powder. Cheap, 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 fast, cheap, and filling. Really and truly, be sure to keep dried pasta in the house. I'm not giving up on buying those things. Why? Because to spend that little bit of money, I am saving a lot of money. And I'm not going to go to the restaurant to order spaghetti dinner out. To me, that is insane. If I'm going to eat out, I'm going to eat I'm just going to eat something like more with something more substance to it. Not spaghetti, because spaghetti is inexpensive. I can make it at home anytime for pennies on the dollar. That would be wasteful in that case, eating that kind of dried pasta out in a restaurant. Just my opinion. Next, not giving up on bathroom paper. I'm sorry. I could give up, let's say, paper napkins. I could give up even paper tissues because I could use bathroom paper in place of a tissue if I need to. It's just so versatile. And for obvious reasons, it's just a personal preference. Many people would prefer to keep their bathroom paper. Just saying, just saying. So there. How about you? Is there anything in this grocery store, any item that you will not stop buying in order to save money? In fact, many of the things that I suggest to buy will actually save you money. And that's the biggest reason that I refuse to stop buying those items. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate your time. Please don't forget to click like and to share this video. When you click like, it helps raise the algorithm so other people who might need a tip or two can actually get to see the video. So I really appreciate every single one of you. Have an amazing, fantastic day and take good care of yourself and your wonderful family.